Everybody, welcome back. I'm Bonnie Campbell with projectstrong.ca. Today, we've just had such a nice stretch of lovely weather. I decided we would film outside. It's too nice to be inside in the basement, so here we are in the garage gym, and we're going to be utilizing the driveway for our workout today. So here's your warm-up. I want you to take note of what I've got set up on the ground. This is your 4-square setup for the dynamic piece of your warm-up we're going to work on today. You've got two ways of setting this up. You can use 2 broomsticks or pipes, and look, even in our house we have a broken ski gate just like we do at the NSA. So 2 pipes, or you can tape using masking tape or painter's tape. You can tape a 4-square on your floor. So basically, if you are using the pipe pieces, the thing that you have to be sure of is that you're picking up your feet. So we are going to do 6 rounds of this dynamic warm-up. So we're going to start in the back square. So you should have a square in front of you and then to the side, to the right side. So in this first square, we're going to start with a squat. So feet are in our just wider than shoulder width stance, nice tight belly, tall spine. 1 squat. Then we pick both feet up into the first square, both feet up into the second square, third square, and then we're back to the beginning, but we have to go back around. So this is making us move forward, backwards, and sideways. Now we're back where we started, and we do 2 squats. 1, 2, and we can move our feet faster if we want to. Back through to where we started. 3 squats, down and up. And again, move your feet faster if you can. So it's a little hop, and you move at your pace. So now it's 4 squats, down, and then back through. So don't be afraid to look down to check. And now we're on 5 squats. And then we go back through one more time. Six squats. And then back through last time round. And that's our dynamic warm-up. So we'll just move the pipes to the side. And we're now going to go to an upper body Theraband warm-up. Sorry, my Theraband is over here. And we're going to do 2 rounds of our upper body warm-up. So we'll do 10 of the pull-apart. So you can take that Theraband in both hands, palms down, tall spine, relax the shoulders, set the belly, pull the band out, maintain that tall spine, make sure that we're not arching through the back, and you'll do 10 of those. Then you'll go to your external rotation. So this is palms up, elbows tucked in. So keep those palms up and make sure those elbows stay at the ribs. Tall spine, tight belly, relax your shoulders, and pull out with your hands, keeping the elbow at the rib. So we don't want to see this. We want to keep those elbows at the ribs. So you'll do 10 of those. Then you'll go to your pass-through. And the Theraband works really nicely for your pass-through, so you're just going to hold nice and wide on the Theraband. Keep those arms long, tight belly, tall spine. Bring that band up and around as far as you feel like you can go, as far as you can reach, and then come back through. Some of you will get increasingly further around. As you progress this, you're going to be doing 10 of these, and see if you can get all the way around without the sneaky elbow to get there. Okay, so we don't want to sneak that elbow down. We just want to feel that gentle stretch. Shouldn't be painful, but we should feel some gentle stretching. So that's our pass-through. For our good morning warming up of the hip hinge, we're going to take that same Theraband, This time we can let our elbows break. We're going to bring it around the upper part of our back, our shoulders, just to give us that tactile cue to remind us to keep that back nice and tall and the chest up. So feet are going to be roughly underneath our hips, and we're going to just send those hips back with a flat back. And we're then going to repeat that 2 times. So 2 rounds of all of those sets of 10. And that's your warm up for today. Okay, so now we are on to our strength focus. 2 exercises. We're going to be doing a row to work our upper body and our upper back, as well as a sumo deadlift. So some of you may be using a water jug. So remember that you can use an ottoman, a couch, the side of your bed, a coffee table. Those are things at home that you can set yourself up to do your row. So you want your knee right underneath your hip, your other hand right underneath your shoulder. So we're creating a nice flat back here. We don't want that hand and knee really tight together, so you need to make sure you're on something that's long enough so that you're not in this position which causes your back to round. That's not how we want to be when we're in a loaded position, which is what we're about to do. So I've got my jug, my knee is underneath my hip, hand is underneath my shoulder, my other arm is just hanging, belly is engaged to keep my back flat, and now I'm going to take my weight and I'm just going to pull straight up, keeping the elbow by my rib. And I'm going to do between 8 and 10 reps each arm, and then I'm going to take my 1 to 2 minutes of rest and switch into my sumo deadlift. So for the sumo deadlift, this is where we can use that bucket, and we're going to try and progressively load that today. So the bucket becomes a nice device for our sumo deadlift. So you can load up cans. Some of you have some dumbbells at home. By all means, put your dumbbells in there and progressively load to heavier and heavier weight. So our setup is feet in that nice wide sumo stance. So that's wider than our squat stance. Nice tall spine, tight belly, hands hanging down the inside. Hip hinges back. When the hip is back far enough that you feel like you can't go any further, then you break at the knee, keeping the chest up, and stand straight up. So there's our sumo deadlift. We're going to be doing 8 to 10 reps of these. Again, remembering most of us don't have enough load at home that we can get the same way we can get with a kettlebell or a barbell in the gym. So we'll stick with working on that muscular endurance of 8 to 10 reps. So that's the movement. The next time we come to this, we're going to try and load that bucket a little bit more. So we can put extra weight in it each time until we are at that as close to 7 or 8 on that rate of perceived exertion as we can achieve, working safely with what we can find in our home. So that is our strength focus for today. Okay, so now we're on to our conditioning workout. This is a nice, steady state, constantly moving kind of workout. Remember that you can rest when you need to rest and if you need to rest. But we're going to try and move at a nice, steady state. Our load that we're going to be working with is going to be a nice light load. So you'll see when I get to that. So you're going to be working for 15 minutes. The first movement is going roughly 50 feet of moving quickly. So that's where your driveway is a wonderful place to be, especially on a gorgeous day like today. So you can basically do your 50 feet moving quickly down to the end of your driveway. And we're going to assume we get all the way down to the end of the driveway. I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to my load. And I've decided to lighten up my load just to my water jug today because we're going to try and use this same load for all the rest of the movements. So the next movement we're going to do is 10 of that sumo deadlift. So just standing it up, really practicing tight belly and hip hinging all the way through. So 10 of those. Then we're going to go to a sumo deadlift high pull. So we're going to touch our weight to the ground and stand up fast and pull so our elbows stay above our wrists, and we want to pull just to about our mid-chest. And then slide it back down our body, and that's our sumo deadlift high pull. So a little cue to think about as we pull that object up our chest. We're zipping up our jacket, then we send our hips back down as we unzip our jacket. So zip up the jacket, hips go back and down, unzip the jacket. So stand up fast, zipping up the jacket, and lower it down. So on that fifth one, when we have it here, we're gonna bring our hands underneath it, bring our feet underneath our hips, and now we're gonna do 5 push press. So that's where we do that little dip to get a little bit of hip power, stand up fast, and press our object up overhead. Little dip, stand up fast, and press it overhead. So here we're doing 5 of the push press. So just to review what that looks like, 10 sumo deadlift, then 5 sumo deadlift high pull, then 5 push press, so 5 of those, then we set our object down, and then we go to 50 feet, moving fast. 15 minutes of nice steady state work, resting when you need to rest. And that's your workout for today.